With the series all even at 2 games apiece, the Cardinals and Yankees resume play at Yankee Stadium for the 5th game of the 1964 World Series. Rookie Mel Stottlemyre is Yogi Berra's choice for the mound assignment, while Johnny Keane counters with his ace, Bob Gibson. In the 5th inning, Bob Gibson singles to left field. It's only the second Cardinal hit off Stottlemyre in this scoreless game. Curt Flood grounds a double play ball at Bobby Richardson, but Bobby can't find the handle and both runners are safe. Lou Brock comes through for the Cardinal cause as he sends a solid smash to right field, scoring Bob Gibson from second. Now St. Louis has runners at the corners with only 1 out. Bill White has been having his troubles with the bat, but he manages to score Flood on this infield out. White reaches first on the infielder's choice when Linz can't double up Phil at first base. Second run is in for St. Louis, and the Cards lead 2-0 after 5. Bob Gibson handcuffs the Yanks until the 9th, when Mickey Mantle's attempt to hit to left goes for an error instead. Dick Grote can't make the play, and Mantle legs it out. Joe Pepitone smacks one off Bob Gibson's hip, but the Cardinal pitcher makes a quick recovery and throws Pepitone out. This turns out to be a vital play for the Redbirds. Tom Tresh is the next batter. He tees off on a Gibson fastball and sends it like a thunderbolt into the right field bleachers for a home run. Had Pepitone been on base, the Yankees would have gone ahead 3-2. But Tresh's second homer of the series, with only Mantle aboard, allows New York a tie in the 9th at 2-2. The game goes into extra innings as Ken Boyer beats out a bunt for the Cardinals in the 10th. Bill White, who walked, moves to second as St. Louis threatens. With Pete Mickelson pitching, Yankee catcher Elston Howard picks White off second base, but Bill races to third and dives in safely to break up the play. Tim McCarver has been murder against Yankee pitching. The Cardinals' star catcher laces into Mickelson's delivery and sends it into the land of no return. It's a 3-run homer and spells victory for the Cardinals, who win 5-2. The victory enables the Cards to take a 3-2 lead in the series, and now it's meet me in St. Louis for game number 6. The Cardinals return to St. Louis and Busch Stadium for what could be the final game of the series. The Cardinals' Tim McCarver and Yankee starting pitcher Jim Bouton renew the series before game time. McCarver won the 5th game for the St. Louis Cards with his 3-run homer in the 10th. Yankees' Roger Maris on your left with Mickey Mantle and Joe Pepitone represent home run threats that Curt Simmons will try to offset in Game 6 with his crafty pitching. Jim Bouton is on the mound as the Cards bat in the 1st inning. Curt Flood starts it off with a base hit to left. Lou Brock picks out a pitch he likes and singles to center, moving Flood over to third. The Cards are holding the upper hand early. With a chance to break the game wide open, Bill White grounds into a double play. But Flood scores and St. Louis leads 1-0 in the 1st. The Yankees tie it in the 5th. Then Roger Maris starts the Bronx Bombers exploding in the 6th. He plants the wood to a Curt Simmons pitch and rides it out for a home run. The Yankees know they must win this game or there's no tomorrow. Mickey Mantle is the next batter, and anything Maris can do, he can do better. Mantle connects, and there it goes. The Yankees' switch hitter is a terror, batting right-handed, and his homer gives New York a 3-1 lead in the 6th. Joe Pepitone comes to bat in the 8th with the bases loaded. He puts the game out of reach with a grand slam home run as the Yankees score 5 runs in the 8th, go on to post a decisive 8-3 decision over the St. Louis Cardinals. It comes down to the wire with the Yankees and Cardinals tied at 3 games apiece in the 1964 World Series. And we'll be back a little later with a deciding game. The
The 1964 World Series was billed as Yankee Power against St. Louis Speed, but through the first 6 games, it was more like Yankee Power versus great St. Louis pitching. But as Cardinal Bob Gibson faces rookie ace Mel Stottlemyre in the crucial 7th game, St. Louis Speed begins to show. It's a scoreless game until the Cardinal 4th, when Ken Boyer leads off with a base hit up the middle. Grote walks, and Tim McCarver hits into a made-to-order double play, but the return throw from Linz to Pepitone is offline, and Ken Boyer races home with the first run of the game. St. Louis leads, raising the St. Louis 5th, making it 4-0. The Cards scored 2 more in the same as the Yanks bat in the 6th. Bobby Richardson opens the 6th by beating out a chopper down the 3rd baseline. It's Bobby's 12th hit of the series to tie a record in that department. After Maris singles, Mickey Mantle goes to left field with Gibson's fastball and smashes a 3-run homer into the bleachers more than 380 feet away. Richardson and Maris score valuable player for 1964. Comes in with a 7th Cardinal run for a 7-3 lead. That's good until the 9th. Yankee Power explodes as Clete Boyer homers, and Gibson gives up another to Phil Linz. It's 7-5 with Richardson up and Maris on deck. Johnny Keane sticks with Bob Gibson. With 2 out, Gibson can't let Richardson get on base. Bobby hits a pop-up in the infield. Al Maxfield calls for the ball, makes the catch, and St. Louis wins the 1964 World Series. Yankee Power came too little, too late, as the 7-5 victory makes St. Louis the baseball champions of the world. This was the year of the St. Louis Cardinals. After being declared out of it, the Cards battled their way into the 1964 National League Championship with a heart-stopping stretch run. Then they parlayed pitching, power, speed, and desire into a 7-game series victory over the Yankees. This home run by Tim McCarver was a key blow in that series. McCarver was in the thick of a lot of the action. He's on 3rd in the 7th game of the series and shows his speed as the Yanks try to double him at the plate. Al Maxfield comes through with a timely hit, and Cardinal speed pays off again as Shannon dares the throw to streak home for another key run in St. Louis's 7th game victory over New York. With just 48 hours left in the regular season, 7 teams still had a chance to make it into the series. The Cardinals emerged from the National League scramble and clawed their way past the Yankees to become 1964's world champions of baseball. Brooks Robinson broke a 4-year Yankees stronghold on the American League's Most Valuable Player award. Robinson, Oriole star 3rd baseman, batted .317, led the league in RBIs with 118, and belted 28 home runs, like this one to keep Baltimore in contention for the American League title right down to the wire. That's Kenny Boyer, 1964's National League Most Valuable Player, making it safely to home plate as St. Louis beat the Yanks in the series. Ken batted .295, led the National League in RBIs, and hit 24 homers. The Cardinal captain went on to become the big star of the series, winning 1 game with a grand slam homer, making 1 key fielding play after another. Boyer was also named Player of the Year by the Sporting News.
President Johnson opened the baseball season in traditional fashion. But from that point on, it was a tradition-shattering year on the diamond. New York's brand new Shea Stadium was the scene of the year's oddest sports enigma. The last place Mets, with its new breed of fans, hit the first division in attendance. What have Casey Stengel wrought?
The Yanks became a TV network property in 1964. And here New York clinched the American League pennant on next to the last day of the season.
Yogi Berra, serving his first year as manager, had a close call but came through in the end. And you wouldn't believe it, but the Wild National League went down to the wire. The lowly Mets in St. Louis here determined the outcome of the senior circuit flag chase, and of course by losing to the Cardinals. What else? To the last day, the 100-game losers were in the thick of the pennant fight, in a manner of speaking. It was a cliffhanger. In Cincinnati, if the Phillies hadn't gone on this particular scoring binge that ended in a 10-0 slaughter, there could have been a two-way tie. This would have happened if the Redlegs matched the Cardinal win. But if the Cardinals lost to the Mets and the Phillies won, there could have been a three-way tie. The Phillies, who led the league most of the year, could have won it easily. But they went into an horrendous losing streak in the final days. But it all ended very simply when the Cards beat the Mets and the Reds lost. Spirits bubbled and glowed in the Cardinal locker room. Now bring on those Yanks. On managers Berra and Johnny Keane, the Fates went to work with a vengeance. Behind the color and the crowds of the World Series, machinations worthy of Machiavelli were in progress. Cardinal rookie Mike Shannon's tying home run was the highlight of the first game. St. Louis fans, with their Cardinals leading 6-4, welcomed the final Yankee out as a happy omen. The teams squared off in New York with the series tied at 1 apiece. And then in the bottom of the 9th inning, Mickey Mantle's home run broke up the ball game. It was tied 1-1 at that point. But it was more than a mere game winner. It was Mick's 16th World Series homer and broke the record he had shared with Babe Ruth. Cardinal third baseman Ken Boyer's grand slammer fractured the 4th game at Yankee Stadium. Only the 9th time that that's happened in series annals. It also gave the Cards a 4-3 victory and again even the series. Tim McCarver's 3-run homer in the 10th inning gave the Cardinals the 5th game 5-2, and they took a 3-2 series lead back to St. Louis. In the final game, Card pitcher Bob Gibson set a new series record for strikeouts. Lou Brock's homer started a Cardinal rally that gave them a lead they never relinquished. Yank Bobby Richardson popped out for the last out, and the Cards took the game and the series. Enthusiasm soared to a new high. The Cards had humbled the mighty Yanks. Manager Johnny Keane guided the Cards to victory, but had some puzzling problems, and the same can be said for Berra. Then it was the public's turn for puzzlement. In the maddest of managerial shuffles, Yogi was fired. Keane resigned, only to end up as Yank pilot. But cellar dweller Stengel had no complications. He was re-signed, and then came the news that the Mets had hired Yogi, who got a hefty severance check from the Yanks. There was another baseball celebration for those Little Leaguers from Staten Island who won their World Series at Williamsport, Pennsylvania, beating a Mexican team for a truly international baseball victory. Congratulations from Mayor Wagner, capped the ticker tape parade as New York hailed its heroes and forgot its Mets and Yanks.